Isa no tu lara kada na oda kada hana ekaranian namin. You know, a few years ago, after my head was banged on the wall, I was 33 and turning 34. It's like when I was exactly the same when I was GSUS. I was crucified at 30 plus. Oh, baba, kunahada larada. So in this end, I was turning 34 also when my head was banged on the wall, and then I have died at night, that EM. And then when I get back to life, soon as I have regained my because I have concussion. I had a concussion after then. That's when also I started my vertigo, the problem with my blood, because of there's on my back. It's on my back that was. And then I was starting to worry as soon as I regained my memory. I started to worry. Because those who surrounds me keep telling me, "You are in your 30s, but you still have no children. You have no money. You have no nothing." You know, because I work, but not for me, humans. You know, I work, but never for me. Always for those who I wanted to help. They always worry. They always ask me. You know, you give them what you earn, still ask you why you still have none this, you have none that. You know, stupidity of humans. You help them, still ask you why. So I was worrying those times. I was worrying that I keep I keep in my heart. I keep sending that it's not possible that God, that Father, can give me what I want. It's not possible that He could give me a children. You know, spiritually, I'm a woman. The Holy Spirit, I'm a woman. I'm not barren physically, because spiritually I have bore a child that is snatched to their throne. You know, so I'm not barren. And then those times I ask Yada, because I keep seeing him. Those times he's always around, but he does not come near as those times I was, full of wondering. Wondering is like half of myself is I'm in the world but out of the world. You know that? Do you understand meaning human? And then one day I was sitting on the sofa, and then I asked that is it possible to have this IVF thing like that? But when I find out its price, I said it's not real, and also why would anyone spend that much? That it's not water that you can buy. It's not when you're thirsty you can get. It's clones. It's clones, humans. This is why I say it's clones. There's humans that is clones because of that IVF thing. And I keep asking. It's like I said, I want a child. I want a child. What must I do? There's so many things in my head that going on. I could ask somebody to give me like that thing. To give me like those semen from then just inject to yourself just to have a child. And then there's a part of me that I cannot. I cannot take those things off my mind, because evil is pushing me that you are already in your 30s but still you have no child. Why don't you have a child, like that? So I ask, and then Yeda was I could see him, which is right now he's not being seen, but I could see him. He was standing by the breakfast bar, which is everyone else's was there in the living room, but no one else except me and the angels that surrounds sees him. No one, of course, no one else sees him physically, only I. Only I could see him, because even when we are sitting in the mid, all of us sitting in the middle in the room, it is only I that could see him. Like when I was at the airport, he was also there, standing by the holder, but no one else sees him except me. So, I burst into song and a shout for joy when he said, "Woman, I will give you a child." He said to me, "Woman, I'll give you a child. You have one." He said, "I have given you a child." But, there's still things that I need to do, which is a mission that I need to finish. So he said, "Woman, I'll give you a child. I have a child. We have a child," like that. And I burst into song and shout for joy when he told me that I have one. But I could not see him until one day, when it's time, because my son is standing in the middle of his gamma. I cannot tell you more right now. So, I will never labor physically. I have many childs more than the desolate woman. Because you call Jesus, become Lilith to pick children's. They took a chance to live in the world. I keep coming to the valleys of death, where children's was killed. In America, there's many children's always being killed in there. Abortions. Humans. They will be, you will be punished once you are called valleys of death because of what you're doing. You will be punished once you legalize the abortions. You will be cast off into lava, the sea of suffering. It's not just the sea of suffering, humans, because in the volcanoes, the lava on the top of the volcanoes, the age of the other age at the judgment day is like that. It's worse than how you say the waters on the lake, but this lava just stays there. And it's not round. It is just like the lake, but there always both end. There is end. Yamas? And you will be cast off in there once you legalize that abortions. Because they are children's. You are taking a life too. You are taking their chance to live in the world, which is they should have been now. I have a husband, but right now spiritually I cannot show him. He cannot vision physically until the right time. It will be beautiful in its time, because I will be with my love. I have a husband, and I am barren to have until I'm done what I need to do, until I'm physically married. Because humans, I'm not married. I am, you call in those civil thing, but I am not. Because the true marriage is metaphysical. Metaphysical it is when the father is the one who will, who will wedded you. When he take care of that, when he put your two wedding finger together, when he put your wedding finger together and then the light comes into it, that is when you are physically married. That is the laws of heavenly, which is to the world. And then I am not barren. It's just I'm not allowed until I'm married to him. For the tribes to see that through all storms and against our heavens, we have a stronghold to be one and whole. The heavens came and acknowledged my worth because this is what heavens did to me. I am Ma'at, was sitting on the top of the mountains. And then he wanted me. He wanted me to have to be his lawfully, lawful wife, lawfully called legally married wife in heaven and on earth, as it is in heaven. So I, the goddess, he asked for me, for my hand. I came down to the world to be what he asked, to foot, to foot and be acknowledged that I am the Holy Spirit that you have been trampling on, and I'm Jesus, the goddess behind the spirit, behind the body of a man who incarnated, a woman that incarnated throughout incarnations, mostly as a man and women. Balance woman, because if you don't balance, you will be just like a balloon that will be, you will be just like, if you cannot balance, it's especially you humans, because I am balance, I am balance. If I never done that in my life, humans, even throughout incarnations, I'm balanced because I am, what you call the good and evil. Humans? I am a goddess who fell for a man I didn't know was my Sananda, who was lost at the desert looking for me, his apple of the eye. Because I'm a star, I'm a star, and then he wished for me to come down. He wished for me to come down, and then when I was down, he went looking for me. Every night he looked out for me on the window, and he always wanted me to come along. But I don't, because I was a goddess, the heavenly deity. But my God have asked me in heaven for my hand. They are my family who is, he's been looking for me as apple of his eye. A woman, and then a woman took me away from my beloved family. This is this all happens physically or already, humans. When I was Snow White, when I was Cinderella, when I was the Beauty and the Beast, it was a story of me and Sananda. They're the ones who love me dearly. My Nanda who took me to the desert to fetch waters, but got lost with each other after I was offered by a fruit of knowledge. I was offered by a fruit of knowledge to it, but was a poisons. The sorcerers then took me to her desolated hut. It is very, very small hut. It's like those they are throwing to other planet. Those de lahara. It's like that, humans. It's like a very, very small. What you call that? Those they are sending to other planet. They are, it's like a small plane thing that, what do you call that? Satellite. That thing they send to other planet, they burned on the bottom of it until it flies up. That's what it is. She took me there. And then it was isolated, which is inside it we feel, because it was gravity. I have strengthened my faith that I will see my family in the end. And in this end, we become whole. The ones was, we are the Theotokos, the Holy Family with Eloy. Humans? From the Father to the Son and to I, the Holy Dove of Spirits, the Goddess, I have enlarged the place in your tents. I've stretched your tent, wanting you not to hold back. Lengthen your patience and strengthen your stakes, for we will spread to the left and right. Your descendants will be disposed in the nations and will settle in the desolate cities. Don't be afraid if you have not put me to shame. Don't fear disgrace if you have not humiliated me. I have forget the shame you have made it me on my cross. For this Christ, remember, no more reproach and say, Lord, Lord. Well, I have forgive, will enter kingdom of the heavens. Have you forgiven? After you have judged me, the judge here? If I calls you back, you've been deserted and distressed, physically, spiritually, etc. Yamas. Your descendants will be exposed in the nations, in the cities, and will settle in the desolate worlds. For this Christ, remember, no more, and you cannot reproach me and say, Lord, Lord, shall I enter kingdom of heavens? Have you forgiven? Because after you have been judging me, I am the judge, and you judge the judge. Woman, you've been deserted and distressed physically and spiritually, etc. If then you reject me again, I will abandon you if I don't get to love you. Humans? I will try my spirits of compassion to redeem you from the punisher, from Sananda, from Anda. This is the days of my Noahs in some nations are about to take curse. I have not swore that never again the water days of Noahs would never again cover the earth. No, I did not make swore that I am not going to punish you with water ever again, because I am not promises. I don't promise. I have not sworn not to be angry with anyone. Yamas? I am slow to anger, but I have not swore that I won't be angry no more. No, I don't. Because like you, I knew how. And when I'm angry, you don't like it. You and anyone else does not like. Because when I'm angry, those who treat me the apple of their eye, those who make it me the apple of their eye, will punish you when I'm angry. Yamas? This is why I try to be slow to anger, because when I'm angry, they will punish you. I know how to get angry to punish you, worldly world, you call earth. I will not rebuke those who, even to this end, go against my gods, go against the dove. Through the mountains will be removed and the hills will be shaken. This is what's gonna happen, humans. I will not rebuke you. Those who, that until and to this very end, go against me. You wage war against me. Because through the mountains it will be removed, and the hills shall be shaken. Yet my unfailing love will not be shaken, only if my Father's covenant and peace be removed to those who have compassions. Afflicted city will be lashed by calamities, storms, tsunamis, volcanoes, dams, fire, and many more, as apocalypse of cleansing the worlds. The storms, afflicted city will be lashed by calamities, as every time you open your mouth, as to cleansing of the earth, the world. You will be lashed, afflicted, until no one stops comforting one another. You get that, humans? This is what I said to you. Keep your mouth shut. Every time you say rapture, ended, you become raptured through the calamities. This has been happening already, humans. The more you open your mouth, the more you become one.